Hi guys, Richard Tice from Reform UK appeared on Reform UK friendly GB News to talk about how his party is going to field candidates in every single constituency at the next general election. Point of order, no party fields candidates in every single constituency, and that includes the Tories and Labour. But Richard is promising to challenge the mainstream parties everywhere. His mathematics seems a bit confused, and he claims that he will not stand down candidates like the Brexit Party did in 2019 to help Boris Johnson. There will be no agreement. Reform are going to run everywhere. Have a listen to this.
He's never off. Look, Richard, what's going on here then? So you are now definitely going to be standing candidates in every single seat, is that right?
Yeah, we've been saying this for many, many months now. We've made that absolute cast iron commitment, but still there are a few people who think that we're going to stand down for the Tories, who've broken Britain, who've let us all down, who've misled us, betrayed us on immigration and vital things like that, and haven't done Brexit properly. So no, we stand everywhere, 630 seats across England, Scotland, Wales. We've got...
Wait a minute, there are 650 seats, not 630. He's missing 20. Now, maybe he's excluding Northern Ireland because Northern Ireland has 18. So why are you excluding Northern Ireland? I don't know where the other two go, but let's presume, because he mentioned England, Scotland and Wales. So Reform UK, not Reform GB, but Reform UK are fielding candidates in England, Scotland and Wales and not Northern Ireland. Why not Northern Ireland? Is Northern Ireland not important? You know, Ben Habib keeps banging on, Ben Habib, who's a member of Reform UK, keeps banging on about how Northern Ireland has been abandoned. Northern Ireland is excluded. Well, Reform UK seem to be excluding Northern Ireland in their running. Why is Ben Habib not running in Northern Ireland? I presume he's not running in Northern Ireland. I presume that Reform UK are not running in Northern Ireland. Because Richard Tice mentioned 630 when there are 650 seats in total, 18 in Northern Ireland. And where the other two go, I don't know.
We've got over 440 candidates already lined up. And we've got a big press conference straight back in the new year on January the 3rd. We've got our spring...
How come GB News didn't bring this point up? How is it I'm bringing up the point? Are the people at GB News not listening? There are 650 seats, and he mentioned 630. Then he mentioned 430 or something like that. So he's downgraded from 630 to 650 to 630, and now 400 and something.
Conference on the February the 24th, when we'll be showing off lots of those candidates. So yeah, we're ready. We can't wait. The only thing I think the country is ready for Rishi to call an election, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, Richard, some would criticise you and your party for making a Labour victory more likely. What do you say to them?
We're going to be targeting the complete failures of Labour's policies for what they are, that anybody can remember them. Look,
but Labour are not in power. You're not challenging Labour. How can you challenge the Labour Party if Labour are not in power? Like, what failures? He's talking about Labour's failures of policies, but they haven't implemented any policies. Like, this is, and I keep saying this is a vote for or against the incumbent. You're either voting for the Tories or you're voting against the Tories. You're not voting for Labour or against Labour here. Yes, some people would vote for the Labour Party because they want the Labour Party in. But for most people, it will be, do I want the Conservatives or do I not want the Conservatives? It's not, I'm voting against Labour because I don't like Labour's policies that they have not implemented.
There's no difference between the main two parties from our perspective. They're both high tax, high regulation, nanny state, wasteful government spending, mass immigration, pro-net zero. You can't grow an economy on that basis. They're as bad as each other. We're saying to people, you want common sense policies. If you want a party that's going to save Britain, the only party that can do that clearly from here is Reform UK.
What they're going to do is, if they do field candidates in every constituency in England, Scotland and Wales, let's exclude Northern Ireland, they're not going to win seats. But it's not designed as a party to win seats. It's about splitting the Conservative vote, splitting the right-wing vote, and punishing the Tories. So at the next general election, the Conservative Party will move further to the right. This is what their plan is. It's about moving the Conservatives further and further to the right economically. But in order to achieve that, you also need to move the party to the right socially. This is what it's about. Reform UK are not expecting to win any seats. They don't care if they win any seats. That's not their plan. Now, this thing of fielding candidates everywhere is a waste of money. But it seems that maybe Reform UK party donors have a lot of money to spare. Because if they're fielding candidates in Scotland, they're not going to win any seats there. If they're fielding candidates in Wales, they're not going to win any seats there either. They haven't a chance even in England, but the chance of winning a seat in Wales or Scotland is pretty much zero. But it's about punishing the Tories. It's about showing that the Tories are not conservative enough and that they need to move further to the right. The fact that they're fielding candidates against Labour, well, they're not going to... Fewer and fewer people who voted for the Labour Party in 2017 and then switched to the Conservatives in 2019 are going to vote for Reform UK. They're more likely to switch back to Labour. So this is a pointless exercise when it comes to fielding candidates against Labour, but it will succeed in moving the vote perhaps further to the right after the general election, when Rishi Sunak fails, when you're fielding candidates against the Conservatives. So it's all a bit pointless when it comes to Labour, when it comes to Scotland, when it comes to Wales, certainly Northern Ireland, which I believe that they should rename themselves Reform GB. But this is about, as I said before, about moving the Conservatives further to the right. So after Rishi Sunak loses, Suella Braverman will take over, or someone like that, and say, we should have listened to Reform UK. We should have tried to move in their direction. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.